Wrestling on Waycross Sports is sponsored by SWOCA, the Southwest Ohio Wrestling Coaches Association, Jeff Burkhoff's Old Coaches Association, Foster and Montley Incorporated, Dr. Kevin Riley of Tri-Health, Kent Smith of State Farm, the Cold Springs, Kentucky location of La Rosa's, Cincinnati Sub-Zero, Matt and Dominique Mercurio, Dr. Stephen Daly of UC Health, and the generous support of Greg Klein.
Oh, Dave, we better get to the action right away because that's Zach Shoup putting the man on his back with a nice head and arm.
This is the first match out of the start here. With Zach Shoup from Fairfield. He's a senior. And he comes into this tournament or these finals with his opponent, Shaw from Olmsted Falls, who's also a senior. He's got a record of 41-4, and Shoup was runner-up last year at 106, and he was sixth the year before that. Shaw was he was picked to be one of the finalists, and they started out, but Shoup got off to a really nice 4-1 start.
Well, he's Zach's projected number champion this year. He's going to be going to Central Michigan next year, like he said, and coming out of like gangbusters right out of the gate like that, getting that 4-point lead. Now it's kind of slowed it down here. There's 10 seconds to go in the period, but it's nice to have a good lead, especially here because this is the ticket to the finals right here. A lot of activity. Nobody's going to be holding anything back here. Zach got here. He's 42-1 at this point. Two-time placer, so like to finish at 44-1. I think it'd be a great season for him.
This is really an interesting weight class because we have, when I say we're talking about Southwestern Ohio coaches member teams. We have 14 wrestlers in the semifinals tonight, and I frankly can't remember the last time we had that many. Now, that's just in the semifinals. We don't know what they're going to end up, but it's a heck of a way to start.
Yep, got too high on Shoup.
Gets the reversal.
Yeah, the side view note of this is Brecksville Broadview Heights. The team race is 7.5 points behind the favorites, Lakewood St. Ed. So every one of these matches is big for them. And several Cincinnati wrestlers are standing in the way, mostly of the Brecksville guys, actually. So Shoup's in control. Shoup up 6-1 now with a minute to go in the second period. 106-pound semifinal match.
Not only is this being brought to you by the volunteers of Waycross Community Media, but also from the underwriters that sponsor this. It's a difficult thing to get all our people up here, get the truck here, and carry this out here in Columbus. And we want to thank our sponsors as we go along. Sponsoring, actually, the underwriter for this weight class is the Jeff Burkhoff Old Coaches Association. And when I say old, I mean old. There's a bunch of guys in there that, well, have been watching this for over 50 years. So, pretty neat bunch of guys.
Legs in. Let me correct myself, Dave. The Brecksville wrestlers wrestling our other Cincinnati wrestler, Dustin Norris, later tonight in the other semifinal match.
Yeah, this is Shaw of Olmsted Falls. Yeah,
but it's 6-1 after 2 periods. Team race is St. Edwards is first with 75, Brecksville 67.5. LaSalle's in 4th place with 53, and Elders in 9th with 21. Elders in 7th with 32, and Fairfield in 9th with 21. But these are the point. Oh, nice little throw by. 8-1. Shoup's in control here. And this is where the placement points add up. So to get in the finals, you pick up a lot of points. There'll be a lot of change going on at the end of this round on that leaderboard.
Zach Shoup is wrestling this with a vengeance. He started out the tournament with a 345 pin over Shane Heil of Berea Mid-Park. Followed that up with a 17-4 major decision over Larachek of Wadsworth. And now he's got Michael Shaw of Olmsted Falls, and Shaw is out of the Perrysburg district.
Well, it's also kind of unusual. They're both seniors, and at the 106-pound weight class, that's not real common to have a. And Shaw, as Shoup takes him strong to the mat.
One thinks that it's a pretty big jump from 106 pounds to the collegiate 125. You made that jump, didn't you?
That was 112 though. But yeah, it is a big jump because those guys at college aren't coming up to 125. They're coming down from 140. So, a little Granby rolls. Shoup follows it through. Breaks the hands. Boy, he's really aggressive. He's got the hair. He's really
back points coming.
Yeah, he's trying to put this away. Well, he's out strengthening him. There's no doubt.
Oh, he's going to stick him.
Yep, he did.
He did. All right. God.
There you go. There's our. Can you hear me now there, Dave? All right, there's our first semifinal winner. We're about ready to go then to the 113-pound match, Dave.
Yep. We're going to be bringing you the matches that we're bypassing right now. But we move up to 113 pounds. And
well, we're looking at Elyria now, but we should get it to the other mat so that we can get to Mason. We don't. This is.
It's Brandon Lucas of
Western Brown.
Western Brown.
There we go.
With Dylan Shaver of Elyria.
Yeah, Elyria. So here we are, ready to go. There won't be any breaks between these. This is continuous wrestling. So we can go from 106 to 113. And depending on what mat they're on, it might get a little ahead of it. So it'll be a little hectic. Not as much as it'll be on Saturday, of course. But
Brandon Lucas was in Division II. Well, Western Brown as a whole was in Division II last season. And they were ranked real high in the state. Lucas was fourth at 113 pounds last year, and and the year before that, he was fifth at 106 pounds, and here he is now wrestling in Division I.
Dylan Shiver, who's projected be second place in the state, top 2. His potential opponent, Lucas Bird from LaSalle. And there's Shaver with a 2-point takedown. Got the leg in.
I couldn't hear you that time, Greg. Did you talk about Shiver's record?
I did not yet.
Shiver won the Perrysburg district and carries a 40-6 record into this match. In last year, he was 4th here at 113 pounds in Division II.
Returning state champion from Chinoa area, junior Oscar Sanchez.
Okay.
The cheering that you'll hear during these matches, it does not necessarily coordinate with what you're seeing, just because we have, what do we got, 9 tonight? 9 matches running.
Going at one time.
So there's action everywhere in all 3 divisions.
So it's going to be hectic. All right, we got 2-0. We're into the second period. Lucas on top. So we're kind of a weak stand out there, so wasn't much. But here we got.
This is based on pre-tournament rankings. This is exactly the matchup.
Ooh, a little potentially
dangerous. This is one of the matchups that was anticipated. Actually, Brandon Lucas is really wrestling well, making the transition from Division II to Division I, and I think it tells us a lot about how good wrestlers, great wrestlers, it doesn't make any difference what weight class you put them in. They're still going to be great wrestlers.
Well, their coach Wendell Donathan was named Division II Coach of the Year.
That's right.
This year.
Yep.
From last year. So. And Lucas holding on to the leg. Down 2-0 to Dylan Shaver. Illyria is ranked 5th is on the leaderboard at this point. There's a warning for stalling. Lucas was hanging on. Couldn't climb up as Shaver was pulling out. So he just hang on and get a stall call. 48 seconds left here in the second period. Oh, good escape by Shaver. Looked like a little sit out with like a half Grammy and just cleared his hips and rotated out. 25 seconds left here in the second period. Shaver takes a shot. Lucas behind. Come on, spin. Can he spin it? I think he's got the 2 if he can get that leg locked. No, he can't get there he go.
Well, those two are rolling around a lot.
But Lucas is in trouble here.
Yep.
And Shaver was able to reverse that for a 2-point with 1 second left. Score after the end of 2 is Shaver 5, Lucas from Western Brown nothing. All right. Escape for Lucas. Out rather quickly, Dave. Give him the 1. Still no points. And I don't know how they don't call that an escape.
He's got time, and he's a resourceful wrestler. He comes up with a lot of unusual. He's unorthodox, and he goes in strange directions a lot of the time.
Well, he's got to be aggressive here a little. That's way too far out for that shot.
Too straight, too far out.
Not going to hurt that off the tie-up. So got to come back up to your feet. Watch the All right, 5-1. Okay, 1 minute and 10 seconds left here in the third period.
Brandon Lucas, Western Brown, has got a minute to dig out of this 4-point deficit that he finds himself in.
Well, he better hurry.
That's a big task.
Yeah. So 42 seconds. Shaver in.
I don't think he's going to be able to pull it out.
27 seconds left. Shaver in on the leg, ankle. Here we go. 19 seconds. All right, Lucas in Shaver in on the knee on the single. He can just stay there, Dave.
Yeah, that's a good way to. Well, he's only got a few seconds
5 seconds to go.
He's in good shape.
Yeah. That's your final score as Dylan Shaver punches his ticket. All right, Dave.
Where are we going now?
We're going to stay right here. Watch LaSalle wrestle.
126-pounder Clay Reeves.
Antoine Allen, Cincinnati LaSalle, a sophomore, 44-6. And he's got a should be another Elyria wrestler, isn't it? Fenton?
Yeah.
So
Brendan Fenton.
yeah. LaSalle, Elyria, Brecksville, all three of them are really strong in these lower weights. They're all represented quite significantly. Allen.
Well, in order to separate these two, since their uniforms are so similar,
Your attention please, wrestling now on mat number
Allen.
8:59.
Well, he's got the checkered, if you will.
He read it
singlet.
right. I can't even tell.
What's that? Nothing to nothing.
On mat 2, about 8:60. Returning state champion.
1 minute and 3 seconds left.
Julian Tagg from
Fenton.
Brecksville, Broadview Heights on mat 2.
Antoine is a sophomore, and his opponent Fenton is a 35-5 record this year. He won the Perrysburg district. He was in 2017 last year. He won the 120-pound division.
Well, he's a two-time champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, two-time
three-time
champion
placer.
and three-time placer, right. So Antoine's got his hands full with a really skilled, experienced wrestler. Antoine's got the red singlet, the red anklet on.
Fenton's ranked 17th in the country overall. It's the 17th best prospect, so intermat. I think Allen gets through this first period, nothing.
The 120-pound division is brought to you by Dr. Kevin Riley at TriHealth.
Allen looks to his coach, Jeff Bird, in the corner. As Fenton gets the choice, takes down.
I forgot to mention that at 113 pounds, Dave Foster of Foster and Motley was the underwriter. That we want to thank Dave.
From Xenia Legacy Christian Academy, three-time state champion Tommy Hoskins. Mat 7.
Allen in a little bit. Fenton breaks him off.
Well,
a lot of motion, not much action here.
Fenton is a senior and a lot of experience. Seems to be pretty leery of Allen, and hasn't been terribly aggressive.
Allen
there's
got
the experience.
Well, Allen got a little off balance there, but was able to recover quickly.
Nice job with the defensive wizard to negate that takedown attempt.
Oh, a little quick. Allen took off a little early. Sometimes you hear the quick because you hear a whistle on the other mat, Dave. You know, there's 9 mats here, which is 9 whistles going on at various times. And you're kind of poised to go, and the first noise you hear and you take off. So 50 seconds left, 1-0. I think Allen can stay right here, to be honest with you. Keep this a 1 takedown match. He doesn't need to do anything yet.
Yeah, he doesn't want to make a mistake at this point.
Right. And if he can get his escape, you know, it'd be a 1-1. We get in the third period. And
on the other hand, he can't make it obvious that he's kind of content to be in this 1-point position. Otherwise, he could be put into a stalling situation. He doesn't want to get in that situation either.
No, but he's been pretty aggressive so far, so I don't think that'd be a problem at this point. If anything, you know, Fenton's only made that 1 counter shot in this whole period, so. Both experienced wrestlers, even though only a sophomore. Allen's wrestled a whole lot of matches. Now he's going to take down this period, and he's got to get his escape. Now this is, well, no,
well, he had his choice, and
well, you don't need the 1 if you're going to get the takedown.
Yeah, that's exactly what he looked at the coaches, and usually it's the coaches that say what to do. He indicated he wanted to go on his feet. The coaches say, okay.
No, I think still 1-0. And they may know better.
Well, there's such a thing as just putting the future in the hands of the kid that's out there. You know, that's a lot of it.
Minute and 20. See, now get down to a minute, then you got to start forcing the action a little bit.
Ooh.
Fenton's good on the reshot. That's what he's been doing.
Yeah, nice shot in, but
Fenton whizzers.
Fenton comes back with a really tough whizzer.
Fenton hips in hard.
We've got all 3 divisions wrestling here all at the same time. We have semifinals. We have consolation semifinals. We've got matches all over the place.
Well,
so
Allen
the
better
noise
finish
in
this
the
one.
arena is often doesn't correlate to what you see on the mat. We're down to 20 seconds in the third period, and Antoine Allen is down by 1.
Well, Fenton's controlling his head, pushing the head down. So Allen locking up here does absolutely no good to you, you know. And that's all Fenton's trying to do. He's got to change his angle. He's been coming straight on. He needs to try and turn that corner. He's got to do it pretty quick. Fenton just backing up. Let's see, he responds. That's why he doesn't get called for stalling.
Yeah.
Get close to it.
That's true. 3 seconds.
That's it. Wow, good match.
Good, very good match for the sophomore.
1-0 to a 2-time state champion. Unfortunately, came out on the short end of that one.
Yep, 1-0 loss to a 3-time placer and 2-time state champion. That's pretty cool.
Not good enough. That's not what he's thinking.
Well, yeah. Now, of course, these guys that lose here in the semifinals, they're going to be coming back in the wrestlebacks. So all is not lost. Now it becomes a question of really trying to, come back and face a whole new set of competition.
So we're going to figure out what mat we're going to
Well,
next.
I think, well, I don't know. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, we'll be on mat 2 shortly as we wait till the end of the next match. So we got about a 45-second break here. You can see the crowd in all the people here at the Schottenstein Center. Lower bowl's full. All the action going on. There's 9 matches going on. 3 matches each for each division. And in 6 of the matches are the semifinals, and 3 of the matches are the consolation semifinals starting. Tomorrow we'll be bringing you all the placement matches.
Yeah, we're set up to move to our next match, which will feature Casey Wiles of LaSalle, who's only a sophomore, and he'll be coming into the semifinals here with a record of 33 wins and 11 losses. You know, as a freshman, you got to start out someplace, and you don't just start winning right off the bat.
Well, he's got a tough road with this one. His opponent, Bryce Hepner, who was second last year at 113 pounds. Now, however, he's already beaten 2 placers.
Right.
A 2-time placer in Gio Di Sabato, and then a 6th place fisher, Gus Sutton from Boston Town Fitch. So getting here has not been an easy task, but he's been up to it.
Yep. Yeah. That's pretty impressive for a freshman. Sometimes that's really an advantage as a freshman because nobody is sure what to expect, and it works out sometimes to the advantage of the freshman, at least the first time around.
Well, we saw him last week, while I'm talking about, lose to Jabari Thomas from Fairfield in the finals of the Kettering district, and here he is in the semis with a chance to be in the state finals. And Thomas has already been beaten in an earlier round. So it depends on the draw and who rises to the occasion. While in with the underhook, trying to force the action on Hepner.
Bryce
Bryce
Hepner of St. Ed was second at 113 pounds last year. He won the Perrysburg district, and he comes into this match with a record of 35 wins and 6 losses, and he's only a sophomore.
Yeah, boy, they
just got a takedown.
Still got the wizard in. He hadn't got it yet. Now he's got the leg in. Now he's got it.
Yeah,
potentially dangerous.
Wiles was in a position where that was going to happen. Now it's just a matter he's got to get out of there and score and get back in control of things.
So many of these takedowns, especially you're seeing, are on the reshot after a shot. One opponent takes a shot and he kind of doesn't get it, and then as he tries to straighten back up, the second wrestler takes his shot and gets in a little closer and gets in tighter and gets that takedown, is what we saw earlier. Hepner with the leg in, trying to throw a cradle on top of it. Don't.
Leave that arm lapped up there.
Well,
uh-oh. That's not a good position.
Got a lot of pressure on that.
Sure is.
Now he's trying to guillotine it, but now he's got it. It's gone.
Wiles is not in a position to force that off either, because his arm's out of a leverage position. There's no way for him to force it out. So he's taking a lot of punishment here from Hepner.
25 seconds left here in the first period. So Hepner kind of just controlling the action. Not really doing much at this point. 12 seconds left here in the first period.
This is important for St. Ed because, as you pointed out earlier, This is probably as close that we've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
With St. Ed's lead over Brecksville and really Worthington as well. Wow.
Yeah. What you just heard was
there's a
three-time state champion getting beat.
Deep on a double.
Yep.
He hasn't finished it yet. Hepner's reaching back, trying to force his way off it, and doing a good job at negating.
Gabby got his knees
out of bounds. Both up. That was a really good shot by Casey. But Hepner blocked it off really effectively, and they went out of bounds.
The big noise you heard wasn't for that. It was for the three-time state champion Tommy Hoskins from Legacy Christian getting defeated here in the semis. So ends his chance to be a four-time state champion. That was what the crowd was kind of reacting to. Minute and 23 here in the second period.
Casey Wiles fought off a really good attack by
another
Hepner.
shot. He's in there again. He's going to throw
and
the
again,
leg.
Hepner's in and picks up the takedown again. And
Wiles
Heil
just sat there.
Or Wiles is deeper into the hole, trailing 4-0 here in the second period at 126 pounds.
Well, Hepner definitely has the leverage and length on Wiles here.
Yeah. And he's not letting Wiles use his close-in attack, which we saw at the district meet. He gets in and gets tight with you because that's where his greatest advantage is. But Hepner has all that length.
.30 seconds left here in the second period. Hepner on top. Wiles is kind of at a loss for an answer to this leg ride.
Yeah, that leg ride's really, really bothering him.
Returning state champion from Circleville, senior Nate Keaton.
Well, we told you at the outset we've got a lot of kids here in the semifinals, but they got to fight their way out of it to get into the finals, and it hasn't worked out extremely well for a lot of them, at least.
He's just going to hang on to the second period. That's the end of the second period. 4-0, Bryce Hepner over Casey Wiles. And Wiles is going to have to go some here. Hepner takes the down position.
Do you know what Wiles, did he win the junior high tournament? Do you remember?
Last year, I think he was.
I think he did.
In on Hepner.
Uh-oh.
Oh. But Hepner's not letting it go. They're both in kind of a weird position. They're going to call a stalemate here. Yeah.
That's good to see.
Double headlock.
I thought there were situations earlier today when the stalemate should have been called before they were, but that's just, the reaction of someone.
Oh, trying up.
Uh-oh.
Can't pull him
That's
backwards.
Trouble. You can't go that way.
Yeah, you got to get that head in front of you. Get the hips over your.
With a minute remaining,
7-0.
Casey Wiles is down 7.
7-0. He's getting a little education here.
Yeah. I suspect these guys will bump into one another again over the course of the next couple years.
I don't know. I think Hepner's going to be bigger. He looks like he's going to put some more pounds on. Yeah, I don't know if Wiles
he's sure a tall kid.
But you never know.
He can carry weight.
He may not be in the same weight anymore. Like with St. Ed's has got, but plenty of great wrestlers there. And Sometimes you got to find a spot where you can get in the lineup.
Wiles is at the position now where his big hope is to bring it to an end with the ultimate end, a pin. And that's,
Not going to do that when the other wrestler shoots.
You can't go out and pose up with him. You're going to have to get in under him.
Good counter by Wiles on that single. Head and arm's not going to get it there.
That's
like
not
that.
going to do it.
But he's got to try something. He just got to set it up a little better, and he's running out of time. So there's 5 seconds to go here in the third period. And your winner is going to be Bryce Hepner over Casey Wiles from LaSalle, 9-1.
And he'll advance to the finals tomorrow evening.
And so I'm not sure who we're going to show next.
Yeah, I don't either. We must be going to pick up.
I think we're going to show. Here we go. We're going to show you I think it's the 113-pound match.
This is the
106.
106 pounds. Dustin Norris.
Yeah. Okay, Dustin Norris.
Did you hear anything, Greg?
Our voices aren't too good on this.
Okay, what we have here is Dustin Norris of
Sal. He's trailing 4-1.
I was looking out on the match. This is advanced technology.
Yep, 4-1.
So this is Dustin Norris.
No, it's not.
From LaSalle, another freshman.
Yeah, but that's not who that is.
No, that's not it.
This is Lucas Bird out here. It's hard to tell. There's matches back and forth. But see what we got.
I don't know what it is. If you don't, we're in trouble.
Yeah. Well, we'll see here in a minute. Yeah, that's what I thought. We've got Lucas Bird up here. He's winning 4. I don't know if we can hear ourselves think here. So Bird up. And we lost sound here. There we go. Okay, here we go. Bird on top. We're just not sure of the score here because with the scoreboard, it's hard to tell because there's so many of them. But he's been controlling the head here continuously against the Brecksville wrestler, Andrew Perelka. Again, Bird's in control. Bird's ranked number 1 in this weight class. Shaver, who we saw earlier, win. This will set up a finals matchup between them. Just good control.
Perelka is a senior and 3rd out of the Perrysburg district. He won 34 matches this year, gave up 5. And Lucas Bird,
ranked 6th in the country here.
Is 44-4, and won the district.
Yeah, that's the wrong graphic up here, but that's okay. Again, here we go. Truck's quick on it. They got to catch all these things with so much going on. It's hard to know what's out there, but we don't have a score yet. Here we go, Bird underneath.
Okay, well, we're going to have to make a score up.
Well, there's one right there.
We'll call it. Bird wins.
It's 1 point escape. Bird breaks off the tie up.
Bird was third last year at 106 pounds and seventh at 106 the year before that. So he's got the experience advantage in this match.
Right. Member of the World Junior team for this summer, and then also committed to Maryland to wrestle after his senior year.
He's a Greco. Didn't he wrestle Greco
he
there?
He did both. Yeah, he wrestled Greco at the World. So that's not the scoreboard for him. Bird in the black and
Perelka.
Andrew Perelka, Broadview. Brecksville, like I said, Brecksville's in the hunt for the state title here. They need wins.
It's almost like tomorrow afternoon's series when we got 3 weight classes going all at the same time.
Right.
There's a blessing and there are problems when you have this many wrestlers competing at any given time. And we try here at Waycross, we've been trying to cover as many of our local kids as we possibly can, because they don't get enough coverage, they don't get enough attention, they don't get enough credit for the work they're doing. And it's Waycross that steps in and tries to make a contribution to their continued growth and recognition.
Well, here we have Bird fighting off. Perelka's been trying to get on that rush, and Bird's on that underhook, blocking off. That's the end of the period. It's the end of the match, actually.
It's the end of the match, yeah.
And I think Bird won.
We got
at 113 pounds, we've got Lucas Bird of LaSalle. He's a junior against Dylan Shaver, who a sophomore from Elyria. In the first period, Shaver was warned for stalling because Bird was putting a lot of pressure on. But no score occurred during that first period. In the second period, Shaver was up and threw legs. And Bird, in a wild scramble event, ended up coming out the back and getting a reversal, scoring a 2-point reversal, and went immediately into a spiral ride with Schwaria repeatedly trying Granby's. Third period, Bird was up, and Schwaria used a series of stand-ups that Bird followed with lift and return to the mat. However, Schwager escaped, and Bird was penalized for backing out, with the score then tied 2-2. In 23 seconds, Bird hit a TD, picked up a 4-2, and gave up a final escape to win 4-3 and take home the title to LaSalle at 113 pounds.
Now we're showing, now we've got Norris up here from LaSalle.
From LaSalle. This is the freshman.
Yep. Dustin Norris, who, same kind of thing, didn't win the...
Dustin Norris comes into this match 38-5. He was runner-up in the district. He lost to Zach Schupp in the finals.
We saw earlier. This would be nice to have the same district matchup in the finals.
It would be.
Norris can beat...
And Norris is wrestling Jack Stanley of Brecksville, Broadview,
who's
a junior. And he, too, was runner-up in his district.
Takedown, Norris. So 2 back-to-back matches with LaSalle wrestling Brecksville. And those are big team points that Brecksville is not getting, and St. Edwards is. So LaSalle's having a big say in who's going to win this state title as a team.
That's one way to finish up the period. Is to I keep looking over the top of the monitor.
Yeah.
Keep forgetting what we're calling here. And once again, the Old Coaches Association is the underwriter for this match. And here we've got Norris in the defensive position as the second period is ready to start. Was he ahead? 2-0, right?
Well, I think so.
We think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Norris comes to his feet, fights hands, steps out. Stanley hangs on to his leg and they go out of bounds.
Still 2-0. Norris could use an escape here. Give himself a nice lead. Looks to be better on his feet.
And Norris is trying desperately to get out of Stanley's
freshman versus a junior.
slow ride. Yeah, we don't know we aren't sure what the scores are.
Yeah, but we'll keep you informed as long as they raise the hand at the end.
And we can tell you what they're doing.
We've seen 3 points for Norris so far. I think it's 3-0. Ooh,
there's a straight-in shot by Stanley.
Yeah. Yeah, we've lost some.
Well, whoa.
We're having some technical difficulty, but I think we got. Well, we don't know, but no. All right. So here we go. Now we got Norris got another escape. So.
Yeah, but we don't know if Stanley got a takedown in there. Because he was in, but I just don't know whether he got it. We had a technical glitch on the
It's hard
video
to do with
there.
all this. You got 4 or 5 cameras, and you know the truck's trying to keep track of everything with different matches. So we'll just watch. Everything we've seen has been Norris, Norris, Norris. So that's a good thing. Stanley trying to heavy hands on the head, forcing Norris's head down. But nice counter shot by Norris. Can he pick it up? Is he strong enough to pull it in?
Bounds? No.
Nope.
Both up.
Just need to rotate a little bit.
There, that's a caution for Stanley. Left before the whistle. Go back. It's not a point. It's just a warning at this point. And Norris is wrestling pretty conservatively right now. Stanley seemed to be pressing the issue a little bit more, so I would judge by that Norris is in fact leading. Nice job of catching that takedown.
So it's 10-1. Norris leading. He's kind of cruising in here.
Yeah, this is really unusual for a semifinal match.
So, and if you caught a glimpse of the scoreboard, you saw that we've got that score up to 10-1. We caught that right. So, wow, not bad. Freshman
it's very impressive so far.
Yeah.
Hopefully we run out of time here real quick, because then we will have a district matchup.
Yeah, I think it's pretty. If Norris just doesn't do anything foolish, and although he's a freshman, he's wrestled a lot. We're going to finish this up, and then we've got a little, might have a little breather here. So Dustin Norris is in command, and there's the match. Time up.
So we have a freshman moving through. Just real quick here, before we take a little break, want to mention the other underwriters that are covering things, and not always are their weight classes being covered. But we've got Kent Smith of State Farm, another Foster and Motley support, La Rose's, Swoka, Cincinnati Sub-Zero, Matt and Dominique Mercurio, Doc Steve Daly at UC Health, and of course Dr. Kevin Riley and the Old Coaches Association. All of them have been major contributors to this coverage of this individual state championships, coming to you from the Value City Arena in Columbus, Ohio.
Wrestling on Waycross Sports is sponsored by SWOCA, the Southwest Ohio Wrestling Coaches Association, Jeff Burkhoff's Old Coaches Association, Falster and Montley Incorporated, Dr. Kevin Riley of Tri-Health, Kent Smith of State Farm, the Cold Springs, Kentucky location of La Rosa's, Cincinnati Sub-Zero, Matt and Dominique Mercurio, Dr. Stephen Daly of UC Health, and the generous support of Greg Klein.
Okay, at 106 pounds, we can't lose in this one. Southwest Ohio's got it covered. We have Zach Schupp from Fairfield, he's a senior, and Dustin Norris of LaSalle. The first period was a classic match between kids that really knew one another. In the district finals, they went overtime. This one ended a little bit earlier. In the second period, Norris was up. He tried to throw legs. Schupp stood up, bucked him over the top, and got an escape. With Schupp leading 1-0, they went into the second period with Schupp up, and Norris escapes, making it 1-1. They worked in double underhooks. They pushed around a lot on the mat, fighting for control. Finally, with less than 30 seconds, Zach Schupp scored a takedown from a single that he doubled down, and the final score 3-1 with Zach Schupp of Fairfield bringing home the bacon at 106 pounds.
And so we're moving to mat 2 at 145 pounds, which will feature Sam Dover from Lakewood St. Ed's versus Christopher Donathan of Mason. So we got a familiar face out there on the mat. Donathan, as you pointed it out earlier, Donathan's been just very businesslike out on the mat.
Yeah, yep. Following like his older brother.
Yeah. This is Christopher Donathan, a junior at Mason. He comes into this semifinal bout at 55-1. He won the district, sectional, most of the things you can think of. His opponent, the only thing that he doesn't have that his opponent does have is a lot of placement at the state level.
Yeah, two-time.
Sam Dover is a junior also. He's 37-8 this year, and last year was third at 138 pounds, and 2 years ago, in 2016, was fifth at 132 pounds.
Kind of deceiving for Chris Donathan because last year he got hurt. I think he blew up his elbow in the districts after winning and wasn't able to compete at the state. So he's probably on a little bit of a mission.
He used a lot of misdirection stuff. He's good at redirecting his opponent on the mat. There he set that throw by or shuck by very effectively. Didn't score with it, but you can see that it is going to be there.
Well, if you watched Cincinnati wrestling for long enough, you've seen that throw by
that was a mistake.
Yeah, by his coach Matt McIntyre. Used to do that all the time. But boy, that was certainly a flurry there. Donathan put himself in some bad trouble there, but was able to scramble. He's still not in good shape, but if he can lock up on the leg, which he just
you can't do much when you're on your belly. He's got to get
2-on-1 here. He got up to his knees again, which really, I'm telling you, that was a great flurry by Donathan to get out of that. First, he put himself in bad with that spinning double, but then it was countered nicely by Dover.
The decision on, that's one of the really great things of this sport. kids learn a lot of techniques. They learn a lot of things, but it's always up to them, the strategy, when you're going to use something. And, you know, how much confidence do you have in your own training, your own preparation?
Well,
so we go through the first period, no score. 145 pounds coming to you from Value City Arena, Ohio State University campus.
You notice Mason's wearing the wrestling shorts.
Yeah.
They're about one of the only teams that is.
Here's the
been allowed
one.
this year.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen anybody else in the
Not
semis
Division
except,
One.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I'm looking down at Division 2 and 3, I don't see many either. Something new, they're allowed. Jonathan got his escape in like 10 seconds. So
you mentioned Matt McIntyre. There's a two-time state champion.
Yeah, and runner-up the third. So, and also in the corner, Rico Hill.
Boy, that's a good shot.
And Dover's in tight there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jonathan's
a
hell of a scrambler.
Rotate his hips out.
Yeah. He's trying to hold on long enough for a stalemate. Nice. Giving it up.
Gave that one up.
Well,
2-1.
Dover forced him, you know, with that flip over to kind of expose his back, and he had to like release.
It's a good thing Dover didn't stop him in that. You know, one of the interesting things in this tournament, increasingly, Greg, is the fans of the small schools, the Division 2 and 3 schools are really out in full voice. And I wonder if it has anything to do with the narrowing of competition in the Division 1. You know, for many years now, it's been St. Ed's out in front on everything year after year after year.
Okay, we're going to show the escape here in a second.
Here you go, kicks over, gets out, got his escape. So we're still in the second period, and Donovan trails 2-1 with 12 seconds left in this second period. Dover is riding him into the mat is what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which brings up a point we talked about, I think, in the district, that two things we've been concerned about for the last several years from Southwest wrestlers. One, we've had a tendency to give up wins in the last 15, 20 seconds, or give up points that lose. And secondly, we haven't shown a real good ride on the mat.
Some of that's, like you said, I think part of that is, quite honestly,
it's 3-2. Stalling assessed against Dover.
Well, this gives, Donathan's good on his feet, and he's aggressive on his feet.
Dover is really adept at
both
reversing out, but Donovan hits you with a lot of stuff all the time. He's coming at you.
Trying to get a limp arm there. Now he's going to drive down on for a stalemate, 3-2.
Dover's protecting his 1-point lead pretty effectively. We've got 1 minute and 18 seconds, and Donathan has been doing the work on the feet.
He's got to just continually keep the pressure up without being.
Yeah, he's got to keep the pressure on.
You know, this is their third match, high-end quality match in 2 days. It doesn't seem like a lot, but you're warming up, and in the back, it's not just like regular matches. He's got it.
He's into it.
And he's going to go underneath. Dover counters over the top like that.
Dover hasn't attempted an offensive attack here in, I don't know, 25, 30 seconds at least.
Yeah, we got blood.
We got blood?
Quite honestly, that favors Lakewood St. Ed's right there. Here we're going to
see this attempted takedown here. You see Donovan, that's actually a little bit far out.
Well, because he'd already backed up.
He's got to get Dover moving forward, and Dover isn't moving, except backward.
Good try, but just too out of bounds, too far, close to the end. But
got 40 seconds and a 1-point deficiency. Christopher Donathan trails Sam Dover at 145 pounds.
In on the leg.
In again.
Time Dover's going over the top.
Dover
again.
Comes over the top, locks it up.
Illegal hold.
Illegal hold.
Tie match.
1 point to Donovan for a headlock or a head scissors.
Oh, this changes everything.
3-3, it sure does. There's a big duck under. There's a 2.
Got the takedown.
All right. 14 seconds remain. Wait a minute.
Another point.
That's 2.
7-3. Second illegal hold.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think it was
Donovan's
fingers.
up 7-3.
I think it was grabbing fingers as opposed to a hand.
7-4.
Dover's Donovan gives the escape.
Well, I'd give him escape too. 8 seconds left here.
There, Dover's coming all at once. Okay, Donovan's going to stall now.
1 second.
Now we put the shoe on the other foot. Now we put Christopher Donathan picks up his semifinal win. He's going to be competing tomorrow at 145 pounds for the Mason Comets. And we got a replay coming up of his last series here where they get
goes
the
under,
takedown.
nice little duck, and he gets up.
Oh, I see what it was.
What?
He had a chin rip.
No,
Dover had a chin rip.
I think it was right. No, I think it was right there where he grabbed the fingers.
You think so?
Yeah, he grabbed the fingers, right where he's pulling him off the head.
I thought he had a chin rip.
No, that was.
Well, it doesn't make any difference because the end of the match is the end of the match.
At 145 pounds, Mason's junior, Christopher Donathan, met Victor Voinovich of Brecksville, who's a freshman, and it turned into a pretty difficult match for Donathan, who only has had a couple losses during the course of the year. Voinovich opened the scoring with a takedown and went immediately into a leg ride and started to turn Donathan. In fact, did turn him, but in the process, really stretched Donathan's left shoulder out. They stopped the match for trainers and the doctor, and when the time resumed, Donathan picked up an escape, but nothing else in that period. Donathan got another escape, but they got all the way to the third period, and he was simply too far behind, losing 5-2. That's not bad when you consider that it's only his second loss of the year, and he's coming back next year.
Wrestling on Waycross Sports is sponsored by SWOCA, the Southwest Ohio Wrestling Coaches Association, Jeff Burkhoff's Old Coaches Association, Falster and Montley Incorporated, Dr. Kevin Riley of Tri-Health, Kent Smith of State Farm, the Cold Springs, Kentucky location of La Rosa's, Cincinnati Sub-Zero, Matt and Dominique Mercurio, Dr. Stephen Daly of UC Health, and the generous support of Greg Klein.
Okie doke. Okay, and we're back here at Value City Arena for the OHSAA Individual State Championships. And we're starting up with the 160-pound match.
First Elder wrestler.
With Austin Murphy of Elder against Luke Retkowski from North Canton Hoover.
Austin Murphy pulled off one of the big victories, upsets of the year when he pinned David Carr earlier this year.
Yeah.
The #1 wrestler in the whole country.
Yeah.
Who's also wrestling at this weight and already won his semifinal match. Love to see a rematch, wouldn't you, Dave?
Yes, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Although I suspect, well, certainly there's that becomes the premier match to have that happen. Murphy comes here to the finals by defeating Jack Koplow of Chagrin Falls in the first round, 9-2. Then he took on Hightower of Lakewood St. Ed and pinned him in 58 seconds. Rakowski, let's see, he picked up a 12-10 victory in the first. He had a 3-1 sudden victory win in the quarterfinals to get here on the mat. You should recognize the purple of Elder. Murphy has got the green anklet also.
Actually, they won't wrestle because Carr moved down to 52. I just realized. Forgot that. They wrestled to get earlier at 60, so the matchup would be Maddox versus Murphy.
Murphy's a really intense wrestler, I guess is the way to describe it. He comes at you and hammers on you. I'm quite sure I had a kid that wrestled that way. He beat on you. When you left the mat, you kind of felt like, you know, you'd been run over by a truck. And I think Murphy has a tendency to put that same kind of physical hurt. Legal pain is, of course, part of the objective.
Yep. Make it uncomfortable. Oh, Rakowski stepped through on that little drag. Just find the end of the mat. They're not going to be able to get much done there.
Elder currently remains on the top 10, in the top 10 in the state.
Yeah, I think they're going to finish 8th. I think pretty likely. They're going to hold in there, 7th, 8th.
We're into the second period with a 0-0 match here at 160 pounds. This is the semifinals. Tomorrow, the finals, the winner of this match will be competing in the finals, and actually the loser will be competing at some point tomorrow also.
Yeah, they're all placing at this point.
Yep.
Top 6 or better.
In order to get here, you've had to win 2 consecutive matches, and the interesting thing is there will be a number of wrestlers who will come through the tournament, end up in the tournament with far more matches, or 5 matches, as opposed to 4 matches for the champions.
Still
so this
nothing.
is the easy way to go through.
Right, 0-0. 1:27 to go. We've got
Rakowski
up
with
by
a
1
point lead.
Yep.
Rakowski was the district champion at the Hoover district.
Murphy in on a shot, just to again to the side. Rakowski spent a lot of time on the outside edge.
Yeah.
Wrestling with his back to the, not to the circle, but to the outside.
Sure, all the Price Hill fans out there are holding their breath for a win here by Murphy.
Well, if he stays here, then he gets his escape. It'll come down to that last takedown.
Always does.
Yeah, it seems, especially at this level.
And especially we're you know, we get into this situation again and again and again where how many times have we seen matches lost in the last, you know, 20 seconds or 15 seconds?
Yeah, especially when somebody tries to pace themselves. So.
Rukowski's is really trying to protect that 1-0 lead. I don't know what his ride is, but he sure is protecting this 1-point advantage.
All right, this is where Murphy's got to pick it up a little bit, get that escape, and then see who's going to get that takedown. But you got to get your escape first. So A before B. Oh, nice.
Murphy immediately to his feet,
so now
picks
we're
up
back,
the escape.
Back to our feet.
Interesting that step out by Rukowski. That missed his shot, immediately finds the out of bounds.
Yes. Split wrestling, very conservative.
28 feet minimum diameter of these wrestling areas, and the 10-foot circle in the middle is supposed to be used extensively. But these two are, both of them now, are starting to use the edge of the mat to their advantage, and it's going to come down to the last takedown.
Minute and 20.
I think.
Minute and 20 seconds here. So
Rukowski's in on Murphy's, on a single on Murphy. Murphy hip heists over,
and then
comes
gets
back,
it back.
almost picks it up himself. What a great flurry. What a great flurry. Great shot, great counter. This is great here.
Here we're going to show it as he's in on that.
He's in on the
crotch,
double.
and then he switches to the double, goes the other way.
Now Murphy's hips.
Tries the inside trip. He had the inside
he
trip.
Had it there.
Couldn't control the ankle there with that with the leg.
What are we dealing with here? We've got
injury time.
Injury time.
For
I was
Rukowski.
watching the replay, so I
think it's his ankle.
.58 seconds left in the third period at 160 pounds. Austin Murphy of Elder versus Luke Rukowski. Rukowski's getting some attention to some sort of injury. Gives both of them a little opportunity to catch their breath.
He's putting his contact back in now. Had a contact lens issue.
Yeah, that happens. Here we go. Coming back to finish out the last minute of this match.
.45 seconds left. 1-1 match.
Murphy,
yeah, nice try for that high crotch again.
He got his arm, left his arm up, didn't finish it.
Well, you know, you have a couple near misses like they both did. Sometimes you get a little tentative on just selling out on those shots, you know. So then it actually is even tougher because you're not really just blasting through. You're kind of protecting yourself.
21 seconds.
And now they're thinking, okay.
This is where you've got to score.
Now are we going overtime?
Yeah. Overtime is something to avoid, I think. Ooh.
8 seconds. I don't think anything is going to happen now.
I don't either, not now. So this is the first overtime that we've seen so far. Austin Murphy, Luke Rukowski of North Canton Hoover, and Murphy from that place in Price Hill, Elder.
Sudden victory.
It's a 1 minute period, and Anybody that scores here.
That's the end of it.
Is the victor.
40 seconds. If that doesn't happen, then we have 2 30-second continues. Oh, watch out.
Unfortunately, Murphy hit that throw by too hard.
Yeah.
It took Rakowski beyond his attack range. Boy, that says, you know, he caught Rakowski with his weight coming forward for sure.
So 20 seconds left here.
Keeps getting underhooked on the outside arm on his high crotch.
All right, now we're going to go, and both periods have to be completed here unless it's a pin.
Now we go to 30 seconds.
Each wrestler gets two 30-second periods. Each wrestler gets a choice. So
Murphy had the choice.
Rakowski had choice.
Did he?
Yeah.
I thought Green came up.
Yeah, Rakowski gets down.
Okay. Murphy jumped. No, Rakowski. They warned. I don't know. I don't know if he warned either one of them or cautioned them.
Murphy's trying that little crab ride, but he got to the side.
Wow, that was close. There could have been some points scored right there. Riding, man, riding.
Now wrestling on mat number 5.
When you were wrestling, there was riding time.
Right.
And you had to work at control, and there's riding time in collegiate wrestling, and there's not here. Now, a lot of people say that riding time, you know, slows the matches down and such, but I think there is a value in it. The more I see, the more I see the significance and importance of it.
Well, they think it slows down the offensive wrestler because he's the top wrestler, you know, trying to work for a pin. I don't think so.
Okay, they're still tied, and Rakowski
doesn't think he can hold him.
Murphy the escape. Murphy's now leading 2-1, and it's up to Rakowski to put the pressure on to get the takedown. And yet, I think he's trying to push him around and force him to stall and get a penalty point, but I don't know that that's a good way to do it. Austin Murphy in the purple.
Underhook, stand tight, stand in the middle of the mat.
There's
now we got Storm. That's not going to be enough, though.
That's not going to be enough to win. Austin, that's a strange, I don't know. But anyway, Austin Murphy moves on to the state finals at 160 pounds.
All right.
Luke Rakowski of North Canton Hoover gave it his best, but it wasn't enough.
£160. Austin Murphy of Elder, a senior, takes on Jaden Maddox from Grove City Central Crossing, who's also a senior. Maddox is a kind of a remarkable guy. He was a state champion at 132 pounds. He's placed 3 years running, and it's a big challenge for Murphy. Anyway, at the outset of the match, Murphy gave up the first takedown and then popped out for a reversal of his own. Maddox returned the favor with another reversal, and at the end of the first period, it was Maddox 4, Murphy 2. But Maddox had a warning for stalling in that period. Second period, Murphy started in the offensive position and ended up with giving up a reversal to Maddox, and then Maddox was penalized for stalling. We enter the third period, and Murphy's down, but immediately got an escape and had almost a minute and 30 seconds to come back and score that final takedown. But Maddox managed to block every attempt that he had. And unfortunately, Austin Murphy ends his senior year on a little bit of a down note with a loss here in the finals. But again, it's only his third loss of the season. He can certainly hold his head up with pride because he does end up second in the state of Ohio at 160 pounds.
And we're going to stay right here on mat 2 because we have coming up the remaining pride and joy of Waycross Community Media Service Area. We're bringing on the mat from Cincinnati Winton Woods, Cornell Beecham, who gets here to the semifinals with a 5-4 win over Dominic DePietro from Walsh Jesuit. Beecham's going to be wrestling Brady Chrisman of Medina. And we've seen Cornell in several matches this year, and he hasn't disappointed us. He hasn't disappointed us all year.
Right.
He comes into this match 52-0, but believe me, at this point, those perfect records don't mean too terribly much.
His takedown, it doesn't really take the long shot. It's kind of like a little knee snatch kind of thing. Kind of gets in close and grabs. Guys get on his ankle quite often,
now,
to be honest with you.
This happened to Cornell at the end of his quarterfinals match.
His balance is pretty good.
Usually he stands on that leg and is able to clear it. But obviously Chrisman has learned a lot. Chrisman last year was 5th at 152 pounds. He's 45-4, comes out of the Hoover District. He was 3rd at the Hoover District.
Out of bounds. Knee came down. So Cornell was able to get out of that. He's got to be a little more aggressive here. Looks like
Beecham's limping a little bit.
Yeah, well, they were yanking on that leg. Okay, taking away the...
Okay. Back to the action. I think Cornell, this is Beecham's disadvantage here. He doesn't have this state competition experience to draw upon, and this is different at this point. The semifinals is a world all unto itself. Of course, so are the quarterfinals, actually.
He's in on the leg. Chrisman in on
below
the leg.
Below the knee.
Oh, there's 2. Almost 2, I should say. Didn't get it. Was able to wiggle out again.
Well, Beecham's got probably the strongest legs of, well, certainly of the 170-pounders around.
Well, it's 20 seconds left.
But usually by this time, well, Chrisman is not allowing.
He's certainly been the aggressor.
Beecham to get into the double underhook that he loves. He loves to get into underhooks.
He's going to hold us till the period. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, we've got Chrisman has the choice.
He's
defers.
deferring.
And Cornell chooses down. This 170 pounds, semifinals, and Beecham's up and out.
There where he got his underhook in.
Yeah, he got it in, and Chrisman's trying to hit head and arm. My guess is that Beecham has seen head and arms thrown on him before. Chrisman is tall and has a lot of leverage, I think. Cornell Beecham leads 1-0 here in the second period.
That's where he wants to be right there.
Yeah.
It's too far to the edge.
Chrisman's blocking with his head.
He got it. Got it. Tried to elevate with his hips and throw Chrisman over, but he got out of bounds. So for Beecham, that little half shot and then come up with the underhook. Gets him in close enough to do that.
Jason
See, there he needed to react. And you don't see that second move, you know, like you've been seeing in the earlier kids wrestling.
That's the
shot and counter
factor.
shot. We're just seeing a shot and a counter.
Yeah.
1 minute left in the second period.
Crispin backed out into the middle so that Beecham uses the mat edge. Uses it a lot. Works over there. He doesn't get, play the line directly, but he works where he's got room to get away.
Mm-hmm. Crispin is kind of forcing most of the action. This
Crispin keeps going into Beecham's right leg. Every time he's gone that way.
Front headlock. 28 seconds left.
You're 24 seconds here before the end of the second period. And Beecham has not shown, well, we haven't seen a lot of opportunities for him to ride. So it's...
I just knew there was going to be a stall call. There it is. Warning against Beecham. Yep. Yeah, that was the preponderance of the work, not that any particular motion right there.
That's the first time I've seen him evidence that he seems a little tired. There, get escape.
Wow, 2 seconds. Now he's got to pick up the pace here. He can't afford to have both of them get a stall call because he'll get a point up and the other one will just have a warning. So, got to take it to him.
There he got the single. Now he got. And they went out of bounds.
That's what he goes for.
That would have been a nice. That was a takedown if he'd hit it farther to the middle.
You can't do that just once a match. You got to come up and especially a minute and 33 to go. It's time to let it all hang out here. Trying for that underhook. Coach Jason Dean in the corner, imploring him to pick up the pace. I'm telling you, they're going to get called for stalling again here, Dave.
And Crispin's in on the single. We've got a second box up on the
gave him a
screen.
takedown. They heard, called, I know what he thought. He heard a whistle. I heard the whistle too. Three to one. Doesn't really, so he's got to get his escape, and then it still comes down to the takedown. So that, by in and of itself,
he's still got a minute and two.
Yeah.
There's, maybe he turned too soon on this. There's
the escape.
No,
he didn't get the
escape. Didn't get it.
Yeah. He had it.
He's trying to rush it and not getting it done. We're missing another. We got another matchup that we're not calling because we got caught in the.
Well, we're calling this one. It's split
Beecham.
screen. That's Jared Bell versus Jake Thompson. Luckily, we're Jared Ball is like the #1 ranked kid in the state. Jake Thompson, state finalist last year. 3-2. Now it's 25 seconds.
And he's wrestling Jared Ball of Hilliard Darby, who's 31-1 this year. Last year he was third at 182 pounds and was third at 160 the year before that. So Thompson has got a
Beecham has to turn it on.
full load to handle also.
Not going to get it. Not going to get it done. 3 seconds left.
He's not. Lost on a takedown. How many times have we said it? Wow.
Yeah. Well, he didn't wrestle like this for 3 minutes. Yeah. First loss of the year.
Okay, we've got. We're going to turn our attention now to this match.
Jake Thompson on
Where's
with the Crusader pitchfork.
Blake Wilson's coming on after. Is coming on. We've got Jake Thompson out here right now. Jake Thompson, a Moeller, a senior, is 48-2 at this point. His opponent, Jared Ball, 31-1.
Thompson's winning 1-0. 1 minute to go in the second period.
That match, the Thompson match, is on the right on your screen, the red mat. And on the left, we have Blake Wilson of LaSalle.
Right.
43-7 coming in here. He was fifth last year at 182 pounds. He's wrestling Trevor Lawson of Olentangy Liberty. That's where my grandsons go to school.
Yeah, well, he had an upset victory. Wilson upset Joey Bauman from Wadsworth, who was three-time state placer, had been second the last 2 years, was ranked #1 in the state at this weight.
Yep.
So beat him by 1 point. It's the 182-pound weight class. We got
Lawson was third last year at 170, and in 16 he placed at 170 also.
Right. Older brother wrestled both at Liberty and at Graham. Transferred in a couple years ago.
No score in the Wilson Lawson match, and a 1-0 lead for Jake Thompson in the 195-pound match next door.
This is one of those where nice take. I didn't get it. Got able to turn. It's one of those where we've had several of the semifinals seem to be the quasi-state tournament, state championship match, if you will, the two best wrestlers, because some of this it's not a seeded tournament. It's semi-blind draw. The first place should be the first place finishers of all 4 districts should be meeting here in the semis, but doesn't mean that the 2 best district champions aren't in the same side of the bracket, so it happens. 7 seconds left for Thompson to hold out, not give up this takedown. 1, that's it. So he's able to hold off on your right. I don't know that he can, now he's got to see if he can ride Ball for, again, it's probably going to come down to takedown, Dave. It'll be a 1-1 match. That's the end of the first period for Wilson and Lawson.
We've got these are the doctors' matches here at 182 pounds. Dr. Steve Daly is the underwriter, and 195-pound match is underwritten by Dr. Kevin Riley in Tri-Health. And Thompson continues his now it's a 1-1 match down there as you go into the third period.
A ball in on Thompson. I think he's got pretty good. Been here before. Thompson forces that head down to the mat. Turns away.
Wilson almost had that takedown, but almost doesn't count here.
Oh, good move by Thompson. Now he's got that weight on. He's able to stretch out Ball a little bit.
Got a lot of weight on Ball's shoulder.
If he can wrap the knee.
Watch out. Don't get.
Yeah, he's got it. He's got the leg. Got the takedown. 3-1. Jake Thompson. Boy, he's in a good position there.
Wilson, on the other hand, on the left, just gave up a point.
Oh, he's turning him. Nope, not quite. He's trying to turn him. He's got Ball down. 55 seconds.
Greg is covering the Thompson Ball match at 195 pounds. I'm trying to cover the 182-pound match between Blake Wilson of LaSalle and Trevor Lawson of Olentangy Liberty.
We'll try not to talk over each other. See if we can. Hopefully they don't have big action at the same time here, Dave, right?
Yeah.
48 seconds left here in the third period.
We never
Jake
talk
Thompson,
over. We never talk over one another anyway.
Jake Thompson leads 3-1 over Jared Ball, Hilliard Darby.
35 seconds left in the second period at 182 pounds.
And he gets the legs back in again. Well, that's good. And he's cranking. You don't see the 195 pounders, the big boys, throw the legs in, but Thompson's done that quite a bit. And if he can tuck the head under, she hasn't been able to do. He's got 25 seconds to stay here. He's really cranking that forward.
8 seconds, just a few seconds left in the second period. Blake Wilson still trails 1-0.
Ball can't do anything. 6 seconds. Ball's kind of, that's it. Jake Thompson's going to be back to the finals for his second year in a row.
That's a pretty good record.
Yeah.
3-1 he gets there. And
it's a two-time third place finisher.
At 195 pounds, Jake Thompson of Moeller, a senior, takes on Dakota Howard of Lakewood St. Ed's. This is one of those classic matchups between these two schools that run into one another in a lot of different sports and a lot of different times. Thompson started it off in the right way, picked up the first takedown in the first period, and right at the end of the period, Howard picked up an escape, and Thompson led after 2-1. In the second period, Thompson chose down, but Howard gave him an escape, and Thompson turned right around, got another takedown, and not only got the takedown, but picked up a 3 near fall and pushed his advantage way out. Again, Howard picked up an escape at the end of the period. In the third period, with Thompson leading in a healthy position, he gave Thompson an intentional escape, went on their feet and started a frantic attempt to catch up. During that time, Jake Thompson was nailed twice for stalling, but that wasn't enough. And so Jake Thompson joins a long list of Moeller champions and picks up a 9-6 victory and state championship at 195 pounds.
But he can finish third again.
Blake Wilson is still behind here. He's got just the start of the third period, so he's got time to get out of there. But Trevor Lawson of Liberty is riding him pretty hard. Lawson's 36-2 this year. Lawson pinned Jansen Love of Vandalia Butler and had a major decision of 9-1 over Maslin Perry's Zach Blackston.
All right, on the right-hand side, Cameron Sourwine from Harrison, 220. We've actually got two semifinal 220-pound matches here. We'll show it to you later. We'll get to the second one. Right now there's an injury time, but for top right in the yellow, in the white with the green.
Wow, we got three boxes up. Oh dear. What do we got? Identify him again, Greg. You're closer to the monitor.
Well,
I can't even see it.
We've got the top right is Cameron Sourwine, like I said, from Harrison.
Okay, Sourwine. All right.
His opponent is Parker Meany from
we got
Ashtabula.
Gear.
And then we've got the third 220-pounder in Division II. That's
Jason Gear.
Yeah, Gear from McNicholas.
McNicholas.
That's the bottom right. So we got the two, and then of course on the left side of the screen is Wilson versus Lawson that we've been following. So we have 0-0 in your top right-hand corner.
And we're down to 1 minute and 15 seconds here in the third period, and Blake Wilson still is on the bottom, being controlled by Trevor Lawson. Again, now this is where I've been concerned about this. We don't wrestle well. We're not wrestling well enough.
Beautiful move
off the
by
bottom.
Sourwine. I thought he had that.
They're close.
Thought he had that
Lawson
throw.
Ran out of room. And
Jackson Gear is trailing 2-1. He's in the gold or the green and gold and black singlet. 38 seconds to go in that match, first period. Trailing 2-1. We got flashing lights going on here. Our cameras are going crazy on us.
Jackson Gear of McNicholas is a senior. He's 42-3 and was third in the district. And here he is in the state semifinals. Stone Day of Valley View is a senior. He's 36-1 and is a two-time state placer. Last year's second at 195 and seventh at 182. So
4-2 after the first period there, Dave. So now we go to the second period, top right-hand corner. Sauerwein down, comes to his feet. Gets kind of pushed out of bounds. Coach Chad Dennis right out in front of him. We've got 15 seconds to go. Wilson's got to get out here, man. Come on, 10 seconds. Lawson's just riding tough. His older brother, I think, went to Virginia Tech.
Yeah, Lawson is.
Kyle. Yeah.
Lawson, with that ride, shows that he's got the, a very good is a very good collegiate prospect, because he rode the daylights out of Blake Wilson to pull out a 1-0 win. Very unusual to see that kind of thing, that kind of a match to go.
Now we're showing Sauerwein on full. He's underhooking. He's been pushing for full minute almost. Winning 1-0.
We've got Sauerwein, 1-0 trailing or leading 1-0.
He's winning 1-0. And the McNick Wrestlers losing 6-4 to Stone Day. What a name, huh? Again, Sauerwein's forcing the action. I don't know what the heck they're waiting for.
All the guy's doing is blocking with his head.
There's the stall.
There's the call, warning.
Yeah. We've seen Sauerwein. He likes to throw.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. And certainly.
And not afraid to try it wherever.
Meany of Ashtabula Lake seems to know that, and he's doing everything he can to keep from being in a throw position. Sauerwein is considerably taller than Meany, and I think that makes Meany really concerned, but we still have the warning, but 38 seconds only remain here in the second period, I'm sorry.
Yeah, plenty of time left. Still only 1-0. No bear hug. Sauerwein's got to back up on that.
Sauerwein's doing all the work.
Meany's blocking off, but Sauerwein hasn't done a whole lot with it. He may
head
be
block.
Yeah.
There's a shrug by.
That's what he needed to do earlier.
You can't do it from your belly.
Yeah. But you got to change your levels once in a while.
Yep.
He hasn't been doing that. Been staying all up.
2 seconds. Rick Bach is the assistant referee in the Sauerwein match. Now we got a second match going.
We're back at the McNicholas match.
That's McNicholas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Jackson
Gear.
Still trailing 6-4.
Stone Day. 8-4 now.
Yeah,
12 seconds left in the second period.
So, question is, I don't know that Sauerwein's going to be able to ride Meany, but I think on the feet, it's not going to hurt him. He hasn't so far. Minute and 37 left in that match. Cameron Sauerwein.
We've got 9 seconds here remaining.
Oh, almost looking for a switch. Got the escape. A little sit out. Minute and 30. All right, now Sauerwein's got to take it back out.
Third period now.
There he goes. Behind. There's the takedown.
He doesn't have it broken down yet.
No, he gave him the 2.
Did he give him the 2?
Yeah, he had his hand rest on the
Okay.
mat. 3-1.
Got the weight on his hands.
Yeah. Whoa.
Well, that's dangerous. That'll make you think about it going back out there.
Especially the big boys, man. You make a mistake like that, it can be all over.
Yep.
They don't give you much time.
Well, Jackson Gear continues to trail 8-4 to Stone Day of Valley View.
On your left side of your screen. There's a little pummeling. "55 seconds. Here we go. 51 seconds as they go out of bounds. Sourwine leads Meany 3-1.
Gear is still in that 4-point deficit. There.
Well, 33 seconds.
Stone Day is a pretty effective,
3-2
wrestler, and they both come from the same district, both from the Wilmington district.
All right, Sourwine with 26 seconds left. Tried a little shrug by there, missed it. But if he does that again, probably stay in pretty good shape. Oh, there's his chance. There you go. Nice little throw down and spin behind. 6-2. 10 seconds. Cuts him loose. 6 to go. 6-3. And just run away from him now. That's what he's going to do. Spin away. Time's up. And then almost kills his coach. Yeah. I think the coach has a bad back after that. So. And the finalist, Cameron Sourwine.
It's been something that's been looking for years there at Harrison, and Coach Dennis leads the cheers.
Well, they've had some success with the heavyweights. They've had heavyweights in the
and
past
Jackson
stages.
Gears
wins 8, loses 8-5.
Gears struggle for the championship bout, falls short as Stone Day wins 8-4, and we'll move on to the 8-5.
Stay right. We're going to stay right here. We have the Norwood wrestler at 220
this
in
is,
the white. This is Division 3.
Where? Oh, that one.
Norwood.
Yeah, that's
Division 2, excuse me. But
we've got
on the left.
That's Mikey Addis of Norwood at Division 2, 220 pounds. He's 33-3. He was second in the district. His opponent's Tyler Stein of Canfield, who's 47-3, and neither one of them have any notable previous state experience. So this is a real toss-up out there.
On the right-hand side, Jack Hobbs, St. Xavier, 40-1.
His
1 or 2 is.
Who is his only loss to? The guy that just lost over here in Division 2, Stein, beat him in the semifinals at the Coaches Classic.
Well, Jack's on top now. Jack's older brother Joe wrestles for Penn. Was their last, well, not their last, their 50-0 state champion several years ago. Joe's a senior at Penn this year. Will be wrestling the NCAAs next week in Cleveland.
I think too, Jack was getting used to wrestling up because his past record has been at lighter weights. I can't remember which one.
Well, he's 220 last year.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. He didn't lose to.
Oh, here we
he
go.
Lost his
here we go. Watch
Steers
this.
Williamsburg.
Boy, you don't see the heavyweights throw legs in, and Jack does that. He throws the leg, gets a little guillotine, gets a 3-point takedown. He's up 5-0 in the first period, and the heavyweights aren't used to seeing that. His opponents. Jack's going to go to Northwestern next year, wrestle for the Wildcats, and your assistant coach Ken McMullen, former NCAA heavyweight champion. He's going to have some great options there. Third of 3 brothers. Brother Ben at Russell Kent State, Joe at Penn, and Jack will be at Northwestern next year.
I can't see when you lean forward that far. Oh, okay. Mikey Addis, yeah, Norwood. Addis trails 2-0. Takedowns get you. Somewhere along the way, they get you. Addis is a stocky wrestler.
So high up trying to hip over. He's got the leg under. If he can sit back, just got it. Now he gets a shoulder over, 7-0. Minute 25, here comes the leg again. Throwing the leg. Uh-oh, he's getting a little high. Let his hip slide down. But he maintains, gets it back. Here we go with 58 seconds left in the second period. High up over cover.
Jack Cover of Hilliard Darby is Hyab's opponent. He's 47-5 and a senior. This is the first time I've seen Jack wrestling a guy that's closer to his weight. These are both 285 pounders that don't come close to 285. And it isn't because they were cutting weight.
No, I don't think so.
Mikey Addis continues to trail 2-0. Second period, 45 seconds left in the second period.
Well, Jack's St. Xavier's lone representative here at the state tournament this year.
Yeah.
Looking at the team score, Dave, St. Ed's has opened up a sizable advantage over Brecksville to 119 to 102.5.
LaSalle holds down fourth.
They're only a point and a half out of third, too.
Yeah.
Elders.
What do we got?
Elder and Fairfield are 7th and 8th. Elders at 43, Fairfield at 37. So, and Mason's 10th at 30. So, four of the top 10 schools are from the Southwest Cincinnati area.
Who's the? You're close to the monitor there. Who's in that lower right frame?
Oh, McLeod.
Oh, McLeod?
Antonio McLeod, yeah, he's wrestling 220. That's the first period. He's leading 2-0 over Josh Bauer. That's the end of the first period.
Antonio McLeod of Elder is 42-4 coming in. He won the district. And Josh Beaver, or Bever of Ashland is a junior. He's 43-5. Last year he was 7th at 195 pounds, and so has a little bit of an experience.
McLeod's projected number 2, I think, this year, Dave. So
I'm sorry?
I think McLeod's projected to be first or second, I think.
Yeah.
1 or 2, depending on who you're talking
currently
to.
he leads 2-1 now with 1:50 seconds. And
oh, nice little duck there by Hyab.
Addis is still fighting over here. He's running out of time. He's at 1:27 left in the third period, left in the match itself. And trails still, well, he trails now 3-0. Addis of Norwood.
Cloud control in the second period, wins leading 4-1. Minute and 10. Second period. Hyab's just kind of hanging on here for 45 seconds. Even if he gives it up, he's winning 7-0. Just wants to keep his head up. Doesn't want to be able to expose his shoulder to the mat, especially at the heavyweight.
Hyab's got that 7-0 lead. These smaller heavyweights get into they get into wrestling positions that are like what you see at 150 pounds. That's what I like about that size wrestler.
So 15 seconds left. Third period. Looks like Joe's on his way, or Jack's on his way to the state finals. See if he can copy his brother's success and bring another one home for the Hyab family tomorrow. 3, 2, 3 seconds.
Oh.
Father Ray's up in the stands.
Addis gave up back points, and it trails 7-1 with 20 seconds left in this period.
Okay, there's your top right corner, Joe Hyab. He'll be the finalist. Jack Hyab did it twice. All right, we're down to the last two Cincinnati wrestlers, Dave. Let's see if we can bring home another win here. Antonio McLeod, 4-2.
We've got Brian Steers from Williamsburg coming up on the mat over there. He's 32-0, and he's the only guy to have beaten Jack Hyab this year. He's still coming somewhere, and we've got well, I've lost track of Murphy or of.
What mat's he on, Dave? What's the Williams?
McLeod.
McLeod's just won 6-2. Actually,
okay.
Just won by pin. So, there you go.
And
we're going to show this
Steers,
replay. Watch this.
Steers should be.
He's going to bring him. Here he comes.
7, I think.
Boom, he takes him right to his back, and it's over right now.
Yeah, he likes to throw.
So, another one. So we got finalists at 220.
In the 220-pound finals, Cameron Sauerwein of Harrison, a senior, met Antonio McLeod, a senior from Elder, for the second time in a week. They met in the district finals at Kettering-Fairmont, and actually McLeod picked up where they left off back in Dayton. Sauerwein pressed the issue early, but the first takedown went to McLeod, and it kind of told the story of the match. Sauerwein escaped and was warned for stalling, and then McLeod scored a takedown and 2-point near fall to end the second period. In the third period, Sauerwein was again able to score an escape, but while Sauerwein scored escapes, McLeod was scoring takedowns and near falls, earning his 220-pound championship with a 13-3 score.
We're going to be moving to the heavyweight match, the 285-pound match in Division III. Brian Steers of Williamsburg. And he's, like I said before, he's the only one to have given Brian or Jack Hyab a loss, and that was way back at the beginning of the season. And I'm quite sure that was due to an inexperience of wrestling at the 285-pound mat.
Well, we'll probably go take a break here for a few minutes because he's not going to be wrestling for another 5 minutes or so. So we'll come back to you here shortly.
Okay,
for
so
the last match.
We'll pick up the last match very quickly.
Wrestling on Waycross Sports is sponsored by SWOCA, the Southwest Ohio Wrestling Coaches Association, Jeff Burkhoff's Old Coaches Association, Falster and Motley Incorporated, Dr. Kevin Riley of Tri-Health, Kent Smith of State Farm, the Cold Springs, Kentucky location of La Rosa's, Cincinnati Sub-Zero, Matt and Dominique Mercurio, Dr. Stephen Daly of UC Health, and the generous support of Greg Klein.
Okay, we're coming back to you live for our last match of the night.
999-001-003.
having discussion here about the match before. So is the match over or isn't it? That's the question. I'm doing a whole lot of talking over there. They don't usually change it. I don't know. So. We weren't really paying attention to see what it was they were calling. So. Looks like they're gonna. Yeah, now they've got the, not just the officials, but the head of officials out there. One of them. So we're not ready to wrestle yet. We thought we were. So.
Well, there's a long conference.
Well, they've got Vince. We've got 8 wrestlers here from Cincinnati in the finals, Dave. You want to list them all so far?
Yeah, well, this is just our Division I finalists. We may have one more. We may have a Division II, or excuse me, Division III here upcoming. But anyway, Shuppa Fairfield, Norris of LaSalle is going to be a Southwest District repeat at 113 pounds. Bird of LaSalle. I'm missing a wrestler in there somewhere. At 145 pounds, Donathan of Mason. 195 pounds, Thompson of Moeller. At 220 pounds, we have Sourwine of Harrison versus Elders McLeod. And at 285 pounds, we have Jack Hyab. Boy, after last year worrying that we were not going to be able to have anybody come through, we've got almost a surplus this year. And glad of it, although it's really made it tough to cover. We kind of apologize for not being able to give these guys all the credit that they deserve. But
Here's
quite honestly, I'd rather have it going
Here's the
this
crew.
way.
Here's the crew in front of you. Tim Cunningham, our erstwhile floor manager, hard at work on the computer. Next to me, Sue Bean. On my other side is Dave Bean. We're actually waiting here for this last match. It looks like they're going to re-wrestle, Dave. It's not over. Either they're putting a point on or taking a point off or something. They're still going on. So we're kind of just in between and betwixt. Don't have any other Cincinnati wrestlers, Southwest Ohio wrestlers even going in consolation.
We haven't been able to pay one bit of attention to the consolation bouts that have been going on with this many semifinalists.
Okay. Well, it looks like
the fray.
What they did was they put 24 seconds back on the clock and took a takedown away. So now they've got a stall. So now he's in. Oh, he's going to get the takedown? You kidding me? Oh, out of bounds. Both up. Wow. 7 seconds left.
I don't even know. It's 9:58.
Oh, what are you thinking?
No, I
2, 1, take 0. No points. So they took away a takedown. And just know that. And the other wrestler that was winning 6-5 ends up losing 5-4. Now what was the whole controversy? I can't tell you.
I don't know. I don't know what the problem was with that one over there, but I do know that following him on match 7 is Brian Steers of Williamsburg, a senior
in the white with the blue trim,
who is undefeated this year. And among those defeats, you have to include Jack Hyab, who he defeated back in December of 2017. And previously, Brian Steers was 4th at 285 pounds. And His opponent is from Ashtabula. That's Derek Elrod, who's a senior. He's 27-5 and comes out of the Garfield Heights district. We have this bout is brought to you by Kevin Riley and Tri-Help. This is this is a really weird thing, folks. I don't know. Maybe Greg knows. Do you know the uniforms?
Huh?
Do you know the uniforms?
For what?
These wrestlers.
Yes, in white is the Williamsburg.
Is that?
Yeah.
That's Steers. Okay, good. I'm glad you knew. You're kind of the one of those speaker things you have in your house.
What's the guy's wrestling?
Elrod from Ashtabula.
Ashtabula St. John, right?
That's it's just Ashtabula, not St. John. St. John's not an Ashtabula.
Well, I'm thinking the guy that's got the. Yep, there's the end of the first
there's
period.
a little doubt.
What? No,
it
the
is.
guy
You're
that
right.
has,
It is Ashtabula St. John.
There you go. Thank
you. What do they call you? They don't call you. What's that? Those things.
Kreskin, the 8-ball.
Yeah. Where do we plug you in?
Yeah.
We don't have to plug you in, right?
I was pretty sure that's what it was.
Yeah, I know. So it's 0-0 here in the second period. 285 pounds in Division III. This is the last of the Southwest District semifinalists, and Brian Steers is undefeated on the season.
What's been going on at Williamsburg
this
year, Dave? I mean, the girls.
St. John's kid tried to put a cradle on, and Steers stood up.
Girls baseball team, their girls softball team, their girls basketball team are state champs. And
what, Williamsburg?
Yeah.
They had a good football team too.
Yeah, they got a lot. Something in the water has been. They've had a really good year. I think
it's been a long time that we've seen a Division III semifinalist.
1-0.
Probably back with the when Reading was Division III.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got used to seeing Reading well represented.
Steers' coach is suggesting he needs to use an underhook and an inside trip. Well, doesn't bother with the inside trip.
Now you got to get your head up.
He's on the leg.
Yeah, he's about ready to break that guy's ankle, but
rip his leg off.
You got to elevate now. Clear your hip, clear the left arm, spin the left arm over. Got to face him.
There's stalemate.
Yep. Just a little slow on. He had the ankle and just wasn't able to elevate.
Steers got the escape here in the second period, and we got a 1-0 lead with 12 seconds left in this period.
That's it. That's the second period. Okay, now, can Steers ride the?
I don't know.
Rest.
Can he ride? Well, I don't know.
He hasn't been able to take him down, which is.
You know, we saw Tim and I saw his match in the Coaches Classic, but I don't remember it. It's a long time ago.
Pretty good break down there. Keep his weight on him. He's actually working to I don't know. He's getting a little high on it. Let him
one.
go. Yep.
1-1.
Even in the heavyweights, it takes a takedown to win.
It sure does.
The problem is these heavyweights do not like going underneath the other opposing wrestler because of the.
It's not usually conducive to a lot of. Yeah, that is interesting. A little bit of a trip to pick the leg up.
Yep. Now, if he's got to switch to the double.
Elrod does a nice job with his hips to slide out. And now Steers slides down below the knee to pull the leg in. Well, that's going to have to be another stalemate. Or, well, not maybe. Steers is pretty close to. Elrod's really working hard with that hooked ankle.
Yeah, but if he can
I think
get his head up, Steers got to lift his head here right now. Pop the head.
elevate, and scrape the arm out,
if he can
too.
Yeah. Got to get the right arm out, and he's got it. Which is what the other 30 people behind us are saying, too. Get your right arm out. 29 seconds.
Stalemate, they call.
I mean, I don't see him having
That's a
that
shame.
time. Yeah.
I don't think Steers has gone 6 minutes. He looks a little bit winded.
Yeah.
Elrod tends to press it a little bit. 20 seconds. Now this is where we've often failed at this point. Not getting the takedown here right at the end of the match that can make the whole thing better.
Well, now they're going to go another minute, and they're going to be on their feet again.
Yeah.
So it's still going to come down to a takedown. Turn the music on. Here we go, the Dancing Bears. All right, now who's going to take the Stearns take all the shots. There it is again. Now this time lift it.
Yeah, you got to get elevation on that. I mean, you got to get off your knees to elevate.
And he's got to switch. There he
come out the back. Come out the back.
Now turn.
Post the leg down. There it is.
He doesn't have it. Yeah, there he gave it to him. There we go.
No?
Yeah, he got it.
Okay, well.
Wow, that took a while.
Brian Steers of Williamsburg.
In the finals.
He's going to move to the finals and
All
join
right.
8 other Southwestern Ohio wrestlers in the finals tomorrow afternoon. Now, we're going to be coming to you with matches for 3rd, 5th, and 7th. And if you think tonight was crazy, wait till tomorrow.
At 285 pounds in Division III, Brian Steers comes in with a perfect 35-0 record, looking for his state championship. His opponent from Martins Ferry is Hunter Bodkin. The first period was scoreless. The second period, Steers was down and escaped to pick up a 1-point lead. Third period, Bodkin ended up with an escape, and the score remained that way through the end of the match. It went to sudden victory period. No points were scored there, and then they got into the first 32nd overtime period, and Steers scored a technical violation for stalling, and then picked up an escape to get a 2-point advantage in that 32nd period. In the third period, Bodkin was able to get an escape only, and the score remained at the end, Steers 3-2. In Division I, 285 pounds, Jack Hyab of St. Xavier met Jordan Ernst of Wadsworth. Ernst scored a takedown in the first period. The first takedown is really important, and in this situation, it was especially important because the two wrestlers were so closely matched. In the second period, there were no points scored as Ernst controlled the flow of the match. Going into the third period, Ernst was warned and then penalized for stalling, and Hyab got a 1-point stalling penalty, but that was all the scoring that was completed at all. And Ernst took home his state championship trophy at 285 pounds with a 2-1 victory.
And then we will be able to pick up parts of the championship matches.
He looks tired there, Dave.
We have to acknowledge the fact that Spectrum Sports owns the championship finals, and so we're allowed to do some coverage, and we're going to bring you as much as we can, but we can't have our full crew here or anything else. So on behalf of all of our volunteers, and folks, believe me, the work they put in here today and they're going to put in tomorrow is outstanding. We want to thank you deeply for the work you've done, and as well, thanks to all of our underwriters who have contributed so much. Jeff Burkhoff and the Old Coaches Association, Foster and Motley, Dr. Kevin Riley, Kent Smith, La Rose's, SWOCA, Kent Smith, Cincinnati Sub-Zero, Matt Dominique Mercurio. Thank you so much for your financial support, and we will see you with the consolation finals tomorrow.
Wrestling on Waycross Sports is sponsored by SWOCA, the Southwest Ohio Wrestling Coaches Association, Jeff Burkhoff's Old Coaches Association, Foster and Motley Incorporated, Dr. Kevin Riley of Tri-Health, Kent Smith of State Farm, the Cold Springs, Kentucky location of La Rose's, Cincinnati Sub-Zero, Matt and Dominique Mercurio, Dr. Stephen Daly of UC Health, and the generous support of Greg Klein.